Does every estate have to go through a full probate when somebody passes away with assets in their name in North Carolina? Well, generally, no. Most states have what's called a small estate threshold, where we can create non probate or non full estate filings to administer an estate that's below a certain value. And in North Carolina, there's a few different thresholds based on the relation to the person who has passed away. And so the baseline is what we call an affidavit for collection of personal property. And it's when there is no surviving spouse and the estate of the person who's passed away is worth less than $20,000. What that allows us to do is fill out an affidavit to claim property and then an affidavit to distribute property. And that process is usually done within 90 days. Another version of small estate is the spousal allowance. Now, the spouse actually has two different filing rights in North Carolina under the small estate statutes. That affidavit for collection also applies or can apply to a spouse. It is actually $30,000 instead of 20, but they also get what's called the spousal allowance, or the application and assignment of years allowance for the surviving spouse. And that can entitle them to up to $60,000 in personal property from the deceased spouse's estate to be transferred to the surviving spouse without having to open probate and free and clear of any creditor claims that may otherwise attach to estate assets. In North Carolina, we also have minors allowance for minors that are either 18 or younger, or up to age 19 if they're still in college or still in high school during that period. And that's as much as $5,000 per minor child. We also have a process called summary administration, which is not exactly a small estate, but it's a non-probate filing. It is unique to the surviving spouse, and it allows the surviving spouse to submit for summary administration, which allows all deceased spouse's assets to be passed to the surviving spouse, but with claims attached. So it is not a filing that avoids creditor claims. And so the spouse can take a unlimited value of assets, but it's with all liabilities attached. Those are generally the opportunities to avoid probate with assets that didn't actually avoid probate.